Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. Shall we see what's going on in our lovely island of Fawnhollow today? Island. It's a K-pop song. I actually completely forgot about it till then. Yeah, what should we talk about today? Just got off from a bit of a Baldur's Gate free session with some friends. It was pretty good. We're making decent progress, I would say. Still makes me want to play some more D&D, or any D&D, I suppose, but, that's very much the onus is on me right now, I suppose, to get that going, but, there was so much going on, so much to do, so much to say. How on earth do you find time to do anything? But good evening, everyone. Right now in Fawnhollow, it's 9:54pm on Friday, October 6th, 2023. I guess we can go back to a holiday talk, because I think it's been a while now. What on earth is this? Keep organising your photo by faces. Group them similar faces. I mean, I'm going to be honest, maybe it's a privacy concern. It's actually a really useful feature. You agree to using information about faces in your photos for these features? Maybe I'll turn it off for now. I'll delete all of them. Fine, keep it on. I don't want to delete them. You win this time, Google, at harvesting my data. Yeah, what was I going to say? What was going on with this? I don't know, so I'm just like looking through my Google photos, but I'm doing so mainly so I can actually open up the holiday photos and I can decide where to go from there. What was the last thing I spoke about? It was a wine tasting, wasn't it? It was a really cool experience. Like, would I do it again? Yeah, probably. Again, I don't really know much about wine, and it wasn't really a wine tasting in the sense that it was like, oh, this is what Tannis is, this is what, like, whatever it is you just kind of like taste wine, which is, I guess that's kind of literally what you might expect from wine tasting, but hey ho, here you go. A little too high and a little too low. What happened next? And you came back to the house. Some people played a game called what was it called? Bean Rito? That sounds about right. Oh yeah, and then the cable car, and I talked about that, and I was like, Sentimental Sunset. All right, we've done that dialogue, and then we went to a really nice restaurant with like ambient lighting. It was, I forgot this was this night as well. Right, so there's basically a thing which we tried to do this night called Herping, and you might be like, what on earth is Herping? It sounds like something from like an internet meme mirror of the early 2000s. No, it's like snake hunting, basically. I don't really know too much about it, but one of my friends, they're very, very much like animals, and they very much wanted to find a snake. And then another friend, and he was like, okay, let's, I'm offering to drive around, and then I think you're meant to do it in the sunset or evening or whatever to actually try and find a snake. It sounds like fun. And then another friend tagged along, and I just like tagged along as well, because maybe it was there wasn't much like thought behind coming along. We were being like, yeah, I'd like to like tag along on this journey, I suppose. At one point, and they were just like, oh, we're gonna do it now, and I was like, can I come? And they were like, yeah, and I was like, here we go. So it was, I can't remember how late at night it necessarily was. I'm gonna see like when I took this picture, 11:25 p.m. So it was encroaching on midnight, which I don't think is actually peak herping opportunity. As I understand it from my friend, like the peak is around like sunset or something. But we were too busy enjoying a nice view of a sunset to actually go looking for snakes. But yeah, it was basically sort of like driving around like much more secluded roads, and trying to find some snakes or like some animals of some kind. Like turning over rocks, etc., etc. I thought it was pretty fun. Even spoiler alert, we didn't actually find any snakes in the end, but we did see some. We saw some like lizards and some insects and that sort of thing. I was just sort of mainly there for vibes mostly. I do like animals, but I don't really know what I'm looking for, to be honest. But no, I like my nighttime walks, I suppose, nighttime wanderlust, shall we say? So I'm sort of just trying to remember what happened. I remember at one point, what we often did is we were on country roads. We pulled over to the side, and we basically just like scoured around, like using flashlights, to look at things and look over the roads and see if there's anything scurrying about, etc., etc. I remember the first time we did it, we pulled over, like some other people like stopped to be like, are you okay? Like, has your car broken down or something? And we had to be like, oh yeah, we're fine. We've just stopped for a bit. And they were like, all right. They probably just thought we were just some like really weird tourists who were like, who even knows what we're doing? Something shady or something. And they were probably like, I don't really want any part of that whatsoever. In which case, fair enough. But it's basically, we were just sort of driving along. We kept our eyes peeled on the sides of the road or on the fronts of the road. for any sort of like movement, anything that could be vaguely interesting. And you know, if we stop at something, we just like stop, we get out of a car, we just like look around, be like, what is it? Obviously it's like midnight, so there's no other cars on the road or anything. It's literally just us, which is nice and helpful, because a lot of these country roads, I suppose, are quite narrow. I think it'd be quite a nuisance trying to constantly pass over pass in front of people who stop in front of you, right? So what did we see? I don't remember off the top of my head. I did take a lot of recordings. I know we saw a few millipedes. We saw some sort of like cricket-esque insect. Again, I don't remember exactly what it was. Was it a cricket? Was it a grasshopper? I don't know. My friend probably told me, but I forgot. Maybe it was even a locust. Who knows? Which my friend has described as roided out crickets or something like that, which is a very funny description to me. And apparently not empirically true, that's the wrong word, but like figuratively true, right? What else did we see? We saw some lizards. We saw a spider, and my friend actually found out what spider it was, but you know, I'd have to scroll reasonably far up. And okay, fine, let's not be lazy. Let's find out what spider they thought it was. A Lycosa tarantula, they thought it was. It was a pretty cool thing. It was just sort of like a middle of a road, which I don't really know how my friend spotted it, to be fair, but you know, they saw it. We stopped and we just like observed a spider for a while. Oh, I forgot we saw this thing. Okay, so this is like not, well, I mean, it is an animal technically, but I can't remember where we drove necessarily. I don't even know how far we necessarily drove either. There wasn't really like a mapping situation that I was paying attention to, but we passed this like goat statue, like in the middle, leading up to a town or something. It was just like this weird goat statue on a rock, and it was like one of the most demonic looking goat statues I've ever seen. It kind of looked like it had a head, like it was like a normal. It was a sheep, wasn't it? Not a goat. It had like an open jaw or something, like a really big open jaw, as in the sheep. And then it had like another one down like near its chest region or something. So it was like a demonic sheep with like two mouths or something. And then we took a nice picture of us like worshipping it. And I'm gonna be honest, it looks so much like found footage of like a horror movie thing or something. It's like, I don't know what my friend's phone is, but it's got such weird like ambient blur to it. And sort of like what's got to be occlusion, halation, or whatever. I don't know what photography term is, of like the light makes it seem so like weirdly washed out, and then we're all like worshipping it in the photo. It just looks straight out of a horror movie. This might be a better photo of it. Nico Lukek Umjetnik. Well, I suppose now that I have a power of Google, I can actually look this up. Nico Luci Umjetnik, 2021. I don't know what I'm looking at. Is it a wartime memorial? That might be. It looks like it's a person's name. Well, I mean, Nico Lucic certainly does sound like someone's name. Croatian domain LinkedIn, Croatia. Okay, not what I meant. This is an obituary. 2021. Oh! Was it, this person did die in 2021, so I assume it's, a tribute to them. It was like a grave thing. Aw. I didn't realise that. Well, rest in peace, you. I assume that's... Well, I don't know. Maybe this is just a coincidence, because this just looks like a page of obituaries. I don't know. Let's translate this. What does it say? Oh. It's like a memorial page. It's got like final messages to people who have passed away. It's not really what I had in mind necessarily. But if it is, it is. If it is that, then I suppose so. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he was like a real famous person in this town. And he got like a sheep statue after him. That's pretty cool. That's made me look at this in new light. I mean, I don't necessarily know if it's actually true. Maybe this is just a coincidence. This person, same name or whatever, unfortunately passed away in the same time that I'm looking at this. But, you know, I guess it sort of gives a new light to the entire thing. Anywho, it was honestly, it was a pretty cool statue. It was just very random to find, perhaps unnerving to find on like a midnight dreary drive. Just to stumble upon a very random sheep statue. I think very much out of a horror movie. And there's just more photos of us like trying to explore. Oh yeah, I forgot. Like our end point for our drive, I suppose, is very on keeping with what I was just talking about, was a graveyard for some reason. I didn't pick it. My friend picked it, you know. It was me just being like, I was just along there for the ride, but I assume he picked it because it was like on top of a hill, and there happened to be a graveyard there. It wasn't so much going to the actual cemetery for perusal or anything like that. But there's very much like a sort of horror movie vibe, I think, to the entire situation that was going on when we're out there, I think, which I thought was very, well, I mean, at the time it was kind of funny, and in retrospect it's kind of funny as well, I suppose. I mean, I guess it would have been less funny if it actually did turn out to be a horror movie or something, but there was very much horror movie vibes throughout the entire thing. But anyway, the whole point was we were trying to find a snake, which unfortunately we did not see, or not just a snake, any cool creature, I suppose. Or any interesting ongoings, but we did see a lot of cool insects, and we had a lovely nighttime drive, so really nothing can take that away from us. We've got some more photos of my friend exploring in the morning, I suppose, exploring nature. Where are they? Who knows? I don't know what I'm doing at this point. I don't know what the next thing I'll talk about is. We went to the beach, let's go get away. Where is this? Ah, that's the next thing which happened. Yeah, well, we'll save that conversation for the next episode, I suppose. I do holiday talk. But yeah, exploring for like a snake and that sort of thing. You might be like, hey, dear darling, you ever seen a snake in the wild? I actually have. In Japan, I'm pretty sure. Was it Japan? Japan or Korea or something. I remember we just went to like it was actually crazy because it was in like a pretty touristy place. I think it was South Korea now I think about it. I think it was just like one of the temples we went to, and then we were just like outside of it was just some like Korean locals going like, whoa, like what's going on? And we were just like, what's going on? And we looked and it was just like, whoa, there's just like a snake chilling in like this bush, I suppose, like right next to right. I might have been inside the temple grounds. I can't really remember. Something like that. It was just completely vibing there. You know, I think I took a few pictures. I don't really remember. I have no idea what snake it is. If I remember, I think it was like a beigey colour. That's basically what I can record. What other missions do we got? What else do we got? You can play the bubble fish. You'll like this one a lot. It's been a while. Why don't we help out our good buddy Wisp? Well, it's not really helping him out, I suppose. It's actually sort of harming him and then helping him out. But yeah, I don't know. I can't remember what types of snakes we could particularly find. My friend did send like videos and articles about it, which I looked at, but of course, it didn't all stick in my brain because it was just like it's been a while now since I did it. But these sort of things you need a refresher every now and then to actually keep them in your memory, but theoretically could have been like some cool animals we could have seen. Of course, it's very much a luck-based thing. Like I have this memory actually of in primary school of going out to try and find like deers, because at least where I was growing up, there were I mean pretty commonly in around all of the UK, but especially where I grew up, there was notably quite a lot of deers. What sort of deers? I don't really remember. I don't know. I don't know the type of deers. Roe deers maybe. And there was a trip which we did in year 6, so final year of primary school, or final year of elementary school if you want American terms, where we took a trip to a nearby forest or something at quite late at night, I think. And basically what we were doing is we were just looking for deers. I remember one of the things the headmaster did, I don't even know if he was much of a survivalist or something, but he just took some deer excrement, I suppose, just off the ground and like held it up to his nose and smelt it and was like, fresh. And he was like, we're on the right track. It sort of he didn't do it like that. He did it in a more comical way rather than just like a lunacy sort of mad ramblings of a survivor sort of way, but it sort of sticks in my mind because it was just so, you know, of course as a kid you're just like ew. I remember my friend even like picked it up and did the same thing afterwards, and you know, obviously you might be sitting there being like, that's, you know, kind of gross, but I get it, I guess. At the time, you know, certainly with state of how much I like cleanliness, I was very much like, it's like one of the most mortifying things. Like, why would you ever do that? I wouldn't do it now, obviously, but I shouldn't say obviously. I'm not a survivalist of our nature, but yeah, we went out looking for like deers. I remember he kept telling us stories about how the year before they actually managed to get like super close, like a meter away from the deers. I think the best thing we got was we got like 20 meters, maybe 20 to 50 meters away from deer. They were like on the other side of the field. And the thing I remember is like you had to be like downwind from the animals, because otherwise they can smell your scent and then they'll start running, because deer, of course, are very skittery, scared creatures, or just, you know, run away out of the slightest breeze. Should have blown in a strange direction. Yeah, I forgot what else I was going to say. So, I don't know. I wonder how difficult it is actually, you know, properly herping, you know, going out looking for, like, snakes. Because I feel like when you're driving a big old car with headlights, you know, I mean, the car wasn't, like, extraordinarily loud or anything. I feel like most animals in general would be rather startled from that entire situation and sort of run away when they can. But yeah, again, maybe not. Some animals, like, maybe they just don't care. They're just chill. Or maybe you catch them in the act of, like, crossing a road or something. So it's like, do we have time to go in? Not really. Anyway, you might be like, what would you have done if you saw, like, well, I mean, we did see, well, are insects animals? I don't know, actually. if they go into the same kingdom? I don't really know what the taxonomical definitions are. I assume they're counted as animals. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But what would we have done if we saw like a bigger animal or something like that? We would have probably just been like, yo, cool. You know, maybe. Like, I think my friend had like a snake hook and snake gloves, so we could just like inspect it, I suppose. But you know, it's a way of nature to, you know, not do harm. I thought I just saw a spirit over here. No, I didn't. Not harm nature, I suppose. You know, of course, observe it. You know, be fascinated by it, learn from it. But there's no reason to do it any more untoward harm or destruction than, whoa, where did all these weeds come from? Then that, you know, temper your expectations. Restrain yourself, you know. So I don't really know. Like, wildlife is certainly, and nature's not really something you should mess with, I think, in general. Like, in a way that, like, don't tempt fate sort of way. Not like I don't know. I get if you want to like pet a wild cat, then I guess kind of go for it if it's receptive to it. But yeah, like I don't know. I feel like nature has very strong signals of don't do this, do this. You try and like handle a snake and it just like tries to lash out and bite you, then maybe don't handle froggy chair, and maybe don't handle that snake. I don't know. Yeah, again, I'm not really survivalist. Maybe that means, hey, do pick up the snake. The snake absolutely wants to be picked up. It's just testing you as today. I'm obviously just spouting nonsense at this point, so you know, don't come to me for survivalist wilderness advice. Anyway, basically the long and short of it is like, if we did see a snake, it would just have been pretty cool, you know. We didn't, but you know, it's still a very cool time out. Anyway, where are the spirits? Où le fantasmia? I don't know what ghost is in French, I'm going to be perfectly honest. It's almost certainly not la fantasmia. It doesn't even sound very French when I say it like that. What is ghost in French? I feel like I should know it. Ghost in French. Phantom. Ah, you know, I was close. Deep in my brain, I knew part of it, I suppose. We're still missing 2. That's quite a lot. Why are they always so hard to find? Le Phantom. Le Phantom? La Phantom? I don't know. Le Phantom, I guess. I do want to at least try to find it before the end of the episode, but you know, if it comes to pass, I'm sorry, Wisp, you're just going to be stuck in that form forever. I would have thought we'd have stumbled across at least one of them by now. Any up here in Amelia's castle? Amelia's spire? Where else would I be? I don't know. I suppose it's kind of relevant. In fact, I'm ghost hunting right now. We're kind of doing like a ghost hunting, except for if ghosts were insects and animals in Croatia. Yeah, not the most dissimilar thing, I suppose. And I did say we had very horror movie vibes, I suppose, as we're going on. is it, Wisp? Where is it, boy? Where are your phantoms? This is actually crazy. I thought it would be... This is why I never do Wisp thing. Where did you come from? They're both literally right here. Didn't I pass through here? Did I literally just miss them? But this is probably why I don't do Wisps 1. It just takes so long. I just miss it every single time. Yeah, what was I going to say about all of this junk? I don't really remember what I was going to say. Yeah, I don't know, herping. At least that's what I was told the term is. It'd be very funny if my friend just trolled me this entire time. It's like, oh, that's not actually the term. I just made that up. Let's see, there's got to be a Wikipedia article on it. Oh, there you go, herping. Searching for amphibians or reptiles. Here you go. Herp. Yeah, it comes from the word herp. Yeah, because herpetology is study of snakes or something, right? Actually, I don't know if that's true. Let's see, herpetology. Amphibians, okay. I mean, I guess that can make sense if it's hunting for amphibians. Give me something new. We should do that more often to eventually actually fill in the catalogue. Whoa. A permanent quest? Wispy Island Secrets. Whoa, the second one. Supernatural Soul. Oh yeah, I forgot you get titles from it. And I'm going to wrap this episode up here. I don't really think I actually spoke about what we were talking about much. Yeah, again, I don't really have much experience with herping, so it's a bit hard for me to fill in the blanks per se. But there you go. It's a thing. Anyway, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Hope to see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.